Hello and welcome to my channel. Today is, or at least the day that I'm recording this on, is March 7th, and it's the full moon in Virgo, and Saturn went into Pisces. So kind of wanted to talk about that just a little bit before we get into it. Just because it seemed important. So let's see. I think I have the moon card here. And Virgo. That's the new moon. This is what I get for just going with the flow and not being prepped ahead of time. Oh my goodness, at this rate. Nope. That's funny, the new moon in Pisces. That's what it was at the new moon. Where did you go? There we go. I feel like this is very applicable for today with that combination of energies. So and I'll explain, but I just wanted to very briefly read this. It says it's basically to remind you, while it's lovely to have lofty dreams, you need to ground your desires by taking inspired action. Commune with the heavens, but take practical steps. Find a balance between dreaming big and being practical. It's this is very much like what is going on with Saturn going into Pisces. Well, as I've said before, I'm not an astrologer. I've done just a little bit of reading and I listened to a few different people. But what's interesting is what you can learn and figure out by, studying history and like looking at what happened like the last time Saturn was in Pisces. But before we get into that, it's good to know just generally what Saturn is like just as a planet, and then Pisces is like. So as we've been in Pisces season, Pisces is this very dreamy, intuitive, imaginative, go with the flow, very I would say like the opposite of structure, and Saturn is very much about structure. The sign that is at home in Saturn is Capricorn, which makes sense if you look into either of them. I do have a couple of my astrology books here at the side because I had a feeling I was going to pull one or two of them. I only bring this up because it just feels so very important. Let me get to the right page. It says Saturn is the planet of discipline, responsibility, restriction, and limitation. It's been called celestial taskmaster. Some other people liken it to like a teacher or professor. If it's prominent in a birth chart, it tends to be diligent, determined, reliable, industrious. It can incline a person towards pessimism, inflexibility, and selfishness. Whereas I think if we just go over to Pisces, yeah, I think I did a good summary of what Pisces is like. Yeah, emotional, romantic, impressionable, adaptable, highly imaginative, intuitive. Yeah. What is going on is we have, much like how this card described, we're also having the same thing, playing out of these two very opposite things colliding. And I think this one actually has charts in the back here to show when it was last in Pisces. So it looks like, yeah, it was in 1993 through 94, 95, and then into 96. So if you're born around that time, you're going to be going through your Saturn return. And then I think the best way to describe how, or to relay how other people are have been kind of describing this, is that it's like a restructuring. And if you look at what was happening at the time during this era, it makes sense, and it really stands out to me because I'm old enough to remember that time. Actually, I think that's probably one of the oldest memories I have, is a really big event that happened in 93. So, as I'm sure you could tell by my accent, I am American and from the Midwest. If you're not from the US, the Midwest accent is generally what the broadcasters will have. But in 93, there were a lot of really bad floods, and it happened over months, and it really affected a lot of the towns around my hometown. There are different businesses that have different marks on the wall from the floods, and there were a lot of things that happened after the flood of 93 that they did to make improvements with how we handle those rivers now. So the floods that have happened since weren't nearly as bad, but I definitely remember it because as a kid, a good chunk of my mom's side lives not too far where the flooding got way too close for comfort. Unfortunately, they did not get flooded out, but a lot of people they knew did, and it wreaked a lot of devastation. Some businesses just had to be completely gutted. Same thing with buildings, just because of all the water damage. Because the rivers that flooded are the Missouri and the Mississippi, and they're if you know anything about them, they're very muddy. They're full of clay and silt and all of that, and it just made a big mess. And some of the damage was so great that in certain areas of the town that I grew up in, along the highway, there were sections where only the highway was higher than everything else, so the highway wasn't touched by the river, but you could see the banks along the highway, like where the water line was, just based off of what got swept away. So actually I can kind of do a little sketch here. So I have my little notebook. So, highway would be, this is going to be exaggerated. So you'd have and then the water came up pretty high up, and then this would be like where your highway would be, where like the cars would be. And just growing up and seeing that, and just how everyone talked about it, and just even just experiencing it as like a kid, it was definitely just one of the events. Whenever people talk about 1993, I think about, you know, that flood and that era. So if you want to get an idea of what may be in store for us as far as a restructuring or different turns of events, it'd be good to look at what was going on in 93 through 96 and you know, all the changes that are in store. Yeah. I can't remember when the flooding actually started, but I know it was months that it was going on for. Because I remember, like, there was a point where we couldn't go visit my grandma because of how everything was, how they were trying to route people around everything, and it just was going to be too much of a hassle. But yeah. Oh, I think my paper is so bright you might not be able to see my little sketch here. I'll redo it here in pen. So if you have the side of the road, the ditch, and then the highway is graded up, and then it comes down and over, the water came up like that. Normally there would not be water there. Normally there's nothing. But of course they've made improvements since then, and I've done like extensive work, and they have all sorts of stuff that they've done. But yeah, I just felt very called to share that. Definitely look into that. And yeah, I'm going to read this one more time because it feels very important. Having the dreams but grounding it. Commune with the heavens but take practical steps down here. Find a balance between dreaming big and practical. Yeah, because like I said, Pisces is all about dreaming. Saturn is being on task. It's like very studious. I don't know how else to put it. Anyway, so I feel like whatever I pull today is going to be supercharged in a way because of all the stuff we have going on. And then also, it's been trying to rain here, well, recently. It was raining earlier, but it was funny because today in the morning it started off with like a very beautiful spring day. They're like, the birds were chirping and singing. You know, it was nice and sunny, but it was kind of chilly. And then this afternoon it just turned dark and gray, and it's been storming on and off here. So whenever it storms here, it's like I get an extra oomph from the universe. So I'm gonna try and be like Saturn and stay on task here and do a week ahead So this should be, even though this is going to be early for the time I'm pulling it for, I feel like it's going to be pretty good. And just as a reminder, as we're going through March, you know, as we're also going through Pisces season, if you're getting stuff coming up from the depths, you know, it's okay to feel those feelings, especially if you're in a place that's safe, you know, to take care of yourself and to feel it and look at it and sit with it, but don't linger in it. Like, let it flow. Be like the two fish, the Pisces, flow with the emotion. That all being said, I think I'm ready to get into it. So if you're new here, this is just a gentle reminder. This is going to be general reading, may or may not resonate with you. Whenever I record this, I don't know what the title is going to be. So if the title brought you in, awesome. It's probably for you. If it doesn't resonate with you, you can check out another reading by me. You can check out another reader. There's tons of great readers on YouTube and Twitch and other places. And I think that's about it. This is going to be the week ahead for March 13th through the 19th. Yeah, I think that's about it. That feels about right. Yeah, that feels right. Okay, so since we're still in Pisces season, I'm gonna do the water signs here, and I feel called to do one of these. Like I like to say, this is going to be for the water sign elements. So if you are a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or you have that in your chart, this is going to be your week ahead. And I'm going to get started with the moon card here. Let me see what moon card do my viewers need to hear for the week ahead. Oh, that went right into my lap, and it's 2. But I feel like there needs to be a third, but that is 2 as well. That doesn't feel right. I know there's a third card that needs to come out. If my voice sounds like more relaxed than normal, I meditated for a while before I recorded this, so I'm like in it, but I'm not. It's weird. I go to a neutral space when I generally pull these, so. Oh, that's funny. I was looking for 1, but I guess I was so focused on 3, it gave me 3. Oh my goodness, universe, you crack me up every time. Oh boy, I feel like this is gonna be a roast. Actually, yeah, we'll do that. If you feel drawn to the pile of 3 for position 3, that is your pick. And then I'm gonna do just a quick little tarot reading here. I feel I kind of want to do something that I did the other day. I feel like I need to shuffle this one a lot more. Because I'm sure if you've been watching the videos for a while, you know I usually do 3 bridge shuffles and then I do an overhand, but for whatever reason I feel like I need to do, yeah, there we go, that feels right. Okay, what do the water signs need to know for the week ahead for March 13th and 15th? Just do 3 cards, that would be lovely. A bunch of them are trying to pop out. Okay, let's do. Wow. Okay. Calm down. Just one more with that, please. Okay, calm down. It's okay. It's okay. Oh my god. They went everywhere. Hold on. This deck really said, no, I can't calm down. Oh, there's 3 on the... Oh, good grief. It just spoke to me in 3s. This is... Wow, okay. So there's that one, this one, and that one that fell on the floor, then those 2 that fell there, then those 3 that were in my lap, and yeah, I was just looking for one more, but I guess I had 3 so focused in my mind that 3 and 3. Makes sense. You ask the universe, hey, I want 3. It's like, okay, you keep saying 3. Here you go. This one is just 2. Hold on. I want to double check I got everything. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. This is a lot. Are you okay? Genuinely. Are you okay? Are you okay? I was gonna do the thing earlier, but I had in mind, but I don't think I'm gonna do it now. 'Cause there's just too much going on here. Yeah. Let's just go one at a time. So this one came out first, then that one, and then these 2. We're gonna flip. That feels right. Yep. Good grief. And then wow. I'm really taken aback here. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. I make the exasperated sigh because I wasn't looking to do a long one. I was looking to do a shorter one, but because I put that out there, it's like, haha. You can't do a short video. And I have to laugh because it's like, yeah, you're right. You got me. So let's see. We got I'm gonna break this up into a couple of things. I'm gonna move these over here. We'll cover that later. These 4 do feel like they're all tied together. And then these 6 feel like they're tied together. And the reason why I say that is because of how they all fell out and the general theme. I definitely feel like this is tied with this pile more, but it might also be tied with this one. What's in the deck looming, because of course, we saw earlier, we have the 7 of Swords reversed, so good old self-sabotage. We have the King of Pentacles reversed and good old Queen of Pentacles reversed on the table. King of Pentacles is very wise person that is, you know, has a lot of abundance. If you notice, there's multiple signs of abundance with the grapes and the bowls everywhere, the giant pentacle. Reversed, I'd feel like that's like someone showing off their wealth. Let's see. I'm kind of going back and forth of which ones to go into first, really. The main thing that is so striking here is how we're having this escalation of numbers going on. In the tarot, we want to see stuff escalating through the numbers and going up. So we have 5 of Wands over here, we have the 6 of Pentacles, we have the 7 of Pentacles, we have the 8 of Cups, and then what's interesting as far as like major arcana goes, we also have Strength, which is 8, and we have the Hermit, which is 9. We have a Page of Swords, but then we have the Knight of Cups, and then we have the Queen, and then the King. Like, it's just very interesting. I feel like we have, like I said earlier, we have two things going on, but then this one I feel like is a mirror of each other. So you would have this one up top here, and then you'd have this one down here. Whereas this, I feel like, is all together. Okay, so to get into this one, because that's what I'm more drawn towards, we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles reverse, and then we have the Six of Pentacles reverse, the Star sideways. And if you're new here, I do read the sideways, but I read it as it's up in the air if it's going to be upright or reversed. So it's kind of that up in the air thing. So we have that with the Star, and then we have Strength reverse. So this one, to me, it's like I can just get it right off the bat. This feels a bit more complicated, which is why I'm doing this one first. So I feel like we have, like I said earlier, for this side over here, we have one person and then another person. Or it could be internal conflict within one person of one side and then the other side. So we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is all about timing. This card, I'm really drawn to how he has this look of care on his face for the plants, and normally I'm not drawn to that. It's like he, and I say he because I don't want to assume person's gender, but the Rider-Waite Smith deck is just chock full of gender. So with this person, this guy, however, it's almost like he's like lovingly looking at these plants of like, oh, I can't wait for them to grow up into a big tree or whatever. But if you know anything about, growing plants, like, you're gonna be sitting there a long time. So it's that thing of like getting your priorities straight of, your time. Yeah, it's good to like look at your plants and take care of them, but if you're just gonna stand around and watch them all day, like, you probably have a better use for your time. And then what's funny is they have the Knight of Cups, which ties in with that looking longingly. The Knight of Cups, he wants to offer his cup of love. He has, the cup meaning, emotion or love. And all I'm really drawn to is just that kind of, well, you can't really see it, but how he's like, I'm gonna hand it. And the fact that he just looks so sure of himself. finally, we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. She has a similar expression on her face as does he. Which is very similar because she also kind of has that kind of timing thing about her of how do I explain that? It's like it's like the words just poofed out of my head. I'm sorry. I'm just so in the thick of it right now. I feel like the best way to think about it is that she is like, especially when she's upright, she's like at peace with herself, and she just, I don't know, it's I don't know what it is, but like the words keep just poofing from my head. I'll see if I can remember it. But when it comes to like reversed, it's like it's not that she isn't like loving or caring, it's more of like and I'm hesitant not to say like not nurturing. There we go. That's what it is. It's like how you can have a beautiful rose and you have to pay attention, because if you don't, with where you like hold the rose or you clip it from the bush, you're gonna get a bunch of thorns, and the reverse is like all the thorns. Whereas upright, it's just the bud, the flower itself. There we go. So the thing I'm getting is, for this part, is seed is planted, he's waiting for it, it's timing, this like cup of emotions, of love, this offer, but then it's almost like I'm hesitant to say rejection. It's like, it's more like afraid of all the thorns, of sticking your hand in the bush and feeling all the thorns and not getting the rose. But you want the rose. I feel like that goes back to the Seven of Swords reverse. Like that is the thing with that one. And then as far as like colors go for this, it's like a match. That's why I feel like it could be internal conflict here. So we have Six of Pentacles reversed, which is like a out of balance, either power dynamic or relationship dynamic or financial obligations. And I say out of balance because, you know, we have this person that has excess money or goods or whatever, giving them to less fortunate people, you know, sharing the wealth, balancing it out. Whereas reverse, it's going to be out of balance. Next up, we have the Star card sideways. So the Star card upright would be, you know, a wish, because it is the wish card. It's like a wish fulfilled or wish granted. And then reversed is, you know, try again next time is really the feeling I get. So it's that up in the air. You don't know which way it's going to be. And that's why I feel like that ties in with this. And then this one really ties in with that one. And I say that because strength is in some aspects rooted in fear, because to get the courage or the strength to do something, it's you overcoming a fear or facing a fear. And so this is just going to be getting caught up in all the fear, which ties in with the thorn thing I got, being afraid of getting your hand covered in thorns when you try to go for the rose. And I feel like obviously those two need to go together, the Queen and the King of Pentacles. So then for this side, we have the Eight of Cups reverse, the Hermit reverse, the Page of Swords, and the Five of Wands both sideways. I feel like, especially with this one, because of the imagery, it's definitely someone coming back to the Eight Broken Cups. But especially with the moon and that Seven of Swords, it feels like it's sneaky, like they're sneaking back. And then the Hermit reversed, we have I'm really drawn to the star and the lantern. I think with this one, the thing that keeps coming back to my mind is how, you know, we put ourselves into the cave as a hermit. And I feel like sometimes we get so caught up on making sure we're doing the right stuff on our journey And we get so caught up in, self-care books or different self-care practices that we're not truly on our path, so to speak. We've, gone a little bit off the path. And we need to get back on so that way we can continue on our journey. It's like you need to find the thing that needs you to pursue your I'm hesitant to call it a spiritual journey, but I mean, if you're watching tarot readings, welcome aboard. I'm on one. I feel like a lot of people watching tarot readings are on some sort of journey of some sort. Yeah. And then these two, immediate thing that popped into my head is, especially with the Five of Wands, is sometimes we can get so caught up on, especially with the spiritual journey of how others are progressing on their journey and policing their practices or the things that they do or the things that they read or the things that they put out there into the universe, that we get into these little it's like the little petty arguments that you see on the internet at times. It's like that kind of thing of people just not like staying in their own lane and just doing their own thing. Like, you don't need to announce all the things that you're doing on your spiritual journey. I don't know why I felt compelled to say that, but I'm just saying it. A lot of what I do is mainly just reading about, other religions and practices and mindfulness techniques, meditation, stuff of that nature. If you feel like you have to share all that all the time, you might want to take a look at yourself. Especially if you're also like policing other people. Feels like you've turned off the journey, or whoever it is has turned off the journey and is more focused on ego things and looking at the neighbor's yard instead of being focused on, your own yard, sort of thing. And that definitely ties in with the Page of Swords of like looking over into the neighbor's yard of like, oh, look at them. That's what they're doing. Do you really need to do that? No. Yeah, we got two very different things going on here, but it all could be one person all together. I could just be speaking to like two people, this person and this person, or like two people kind of going through that. I don't know, but this definitely screams some sort of sidetracked spiritual journey. And then this feels like I'm hesitant to call it what I want to call it, but I'll say it. This definitely feels like some sort of romantic thing, of like an internal conflict of, am I gonna get my wish or not to get this rose? Is it gonna be just a bunch of thorns? I'm really scared. Oh, man. Okay, I think we're ready to move on to the moon part. I'm not gonna read from the book on this because we got a bunch of cards to go through. I feel like what's on the card is gonna be good enough this time. Oh, buddy. We're starting off strong, I see. So the first card is Full Moon in Pisces, Forgive. The second card, wow, is Last Quarter Moon in Aries, Work Through Your Feelings. That ties back to the little intro bit. Ties to this. And then we have this one, which is, wow, okay. Full Moon in Aries, Cool Your Emotions. Last Quarter Moon in Cancer, Take a Breather. And Full Moon in Libra, Find a Balance. Wow. Wow. I can't stop saying wow. It always amazes me, to a certain extent, of how the moon cards match the tarot cards every time. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna leave that here for you, and wow. I'm still just like speechless. If this resonated at all, please leave a comment. If you like the video, please like it, and you know, of course, like, subscribe, all the good stuff, the usual stuff. And as always, I appreciate all the watchers, the viewers, the subscribers, the likes, all of it. Thank you, and have a good week.